musician by birth, adman by choice, writer by instinct, rockstar by heart. The wise cowboy that he is has built many brands over the years, working with ad agencies like JWT, Euro, RSCG, etc. Finally, before hanging his boots as a CEO and executive director of Hakuhodo, he has also been mentoring digital companies over the last 2 years. That's Prabhakar Mundkur, and we all call him with lots of love, Prabs. Prabs, please welcome to MadCoffee with Madhukar.
Thank you so much, Madhukar. It's really fantastic to be here. I have never been interviewed before, so this is really my first interview.
Wow.
And it's a pleasure to do it with you.
All privilege, mine.
Yes.
Great, Prabs. Prabs, you have seen it all, done it all. And there's so much you are planning to do even now. How has been your journey till now?
So I think what's driven me has always been my passion.
Right.
My passion for music. And then later my passion for advertising is what really motivated me and drove me all the time.
Right.
And at least that's what my wife says, but I think one quality that I have is I'm very patient. And I never give up until I finish something to my absolute satisfaction. I'm always striving for perfection.
Right.
Even in a little thing that I do, even if it's fixing the software on my computer, I'm the kind who never gives up until I've got it done. And
exactly.
I think that's kind of stood me well over the years.
Right.
Yeah.
And Prabs, doing it for 40 years consistently with quality, I think it takes something.
Yeah, I mean, I think I owe a lot to the people whom I worked with, who instilled, this desire for perfection, and doing something extremely well, and doing it right, and not even missing a dot. In fact, in my first experiences as a trainee, while proof checking some copy, there was a semicolon, but it was supposed to be a colon. And my first boss tore through my artwork with a pencil just because I'd made that mistake. So I think it taught me that you must get everything 100% right. It should never be anything less than that.
Correct.
And that's kind of been a motivating force both in my career and my personal life.
So that's always been with you through all these years.
Yes.
You have been married for how many years, Prabs?
By the end of the year, I'll be married for 40 years, almost as long as I've been in advertising. 2 wives, one was advertising
so you just divorced one.
Yes.
But I'm sure you have all intentions to continue this anyway till last.
Yes.
What has been your experience over the 40 years of advertising, Prabs? If you had to put it in a context and put it in, let's say, how do you look at it?
So, from a personal point of view, I think the first 10 years was a big struggle, trying to, move up the ladder in advertising. And also a period of great learning and taking things in. To be very honest, I was rejected for my first job in advertising. I was thrown out, so to speak. I went for an interview with a very famous man from a very famous agency, and he asked me a question. He said, "What if I tell you that the account executive's job is 90% administration?" Now, I was desperate for a job, and I was living on pocket money of 120 rupees being doled out by my father, and I was very anxious to get a job. So, like
this was the year?
This was 1977.
Wow, okay.
So I said, 90% administration? Oh, I think I love it. Of course I was lying. But the old man was a little too clever for me. And he said, why would you love administration? Have you done anything in your life which proves to me that you're good with administration? So I said, what kind of things? So he said, have you organized your sister's wedding?
Okay.
So I said, I'm the only child. Unfortunately, I don't have a sister. So then he looked at me and he said, have you organized a college picnic? So I said, no. So then, why do you feel that you will be good at administration?
Administration, yes.
So naturally I lied again and I said,
Smart guy.
I just feel that I'll be very good with administration.
It's my instinct.
Yeah, it's my instinct. I didn't get the job.
Okay.
So then I was out on the streets actually, still looking for a job. So I decided,
in Bombay?
In Bombay. So I decided to join a large research organization of those days called ORG.
Okay.
And it was a daily wages job as a investigator, field investigator, where to go on, knock on people's doors and ask stupid questions like how many bottles of milk do you consume a day, and then get the door slammed in my face by the housewife. I did that job for 6 months, just going door to door with a questionnaire before I got my next break.
Actually, this gives immense inspiration for people who are about to start or starting, because it's nothing is easy.
Nothing is easy,
correct?
Yeah.
So people should understand. I mean, no rosy picture is been laid for you ever.
No.
So when a person like Prabhakar Mundkur starts with his career like that kind of struggle, I'm sure everybody can. And perhaps I'm sure advertising is one amazing like I've been in the advertising for last 25 plus years.
Right.
But it's always fun. It's always fresh. Let's say the times you have initially started to the times of today.
Yes.
So what kind of difference you
very
find?
Frankly, I think it was much more fun when I joined.
Right.
When I walk into an agency today, or when I see people in advertising, I get the feeling that it could as well be an investment bank. People are very serious. They don't laugh anymore.
Right.
They seem bogged down by all the pressures of their. But I think when I joined, it was great fun.
Right.
And I think some of that fun has gone. They used to say that advertising is the best fun you could have with your clothes on. I'm not sure that is true now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
In fact, when I also felt initial days when I used to visit an agency, advertising agency, that used to be like a family.
Yes.
Now you go there, go
Right.
to the same agency after 20 plus years, and the difference is like it's no more that there's
Business-like.
no more of that warmth.
Yes, it's very business-like.
Very business-like.
That's why I said investment bankers.
Exactly. I think you got it right.
It's humorless.
So I think we all say any office or any setup is all about people.
Yes.
And when that human thing gets missing,
Yes.
where do you see this heading?
Well, I think in the other professions, I guess they're driven a lot by the business instinct. But in any creative profession, I think to truly enjoy it, you must have fun with it.
Yes.
That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's art or music
Yeah.
or advertising or any creative endeavor,
Totally.
I think you must enjoy it thoroughly.
Totally.
I think, and I think enjoying means having fun with it.
Totally. I totally agree with you, Prabs.
Yeah.
If you are not in that mode of
Yes.
fun zone and happy mode, I think you won't be able to deliver creatively.
Yes.
If you had to do 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, is all,
Yes,
it's fine.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly all
Completely
right.
agree with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because graph always goes like this.
Yes.
So what do you think of that, the lowest point of your career or your life, if you would like to share with us?
So the lowest point was one when I started, which I already told you about.
Right.
When I didn't get the first job that I applied for.
Right.
And I think the next low point came when I missed a promotion once at JWT.
Okay.
And I was very disheartened.
Oh.
And I saw somebody who I thought was less than me go to the next position. That demotivated me a lot. But this I think I have the quality to say, well, let me pick myself up.
That's the amazing part. Yes.
And figure out how to make this happen.
Right.
And I did that, and I think I was successful.
Right.
After that, it's been a very good ride for me.
Superb. That's fantastic. I mean, if that was the only low point, I
Yes.
think you have had a great ride
Absolutely.
till now. You know?
Absolutely.
So there are many layers of high points also because
Yes.
So what do you think that what comes to your mind
So
when I
I
say?
think what really kick-started my career was once when, in those days, Hindustan Lever asked their 3 agencies
Okay.
to make a study of their competition, and
Okay.
I was given Procter and Gamble,
Okay.
and I was not very senior those days,
Right.
but the agency chose me to present in front of the chairman of Hindustan Lever.
Okay.
It was a 90-minute presentation.
Okay.
So at the end of the presentation, my CEO, Mike Khanna, said, "You made me feel proud to be in HTA today."
Superb.
So I think that triggered a lot of success. Just one event,
Yes.
made the whole company feel very confident about me.
Yeah.
And, it kind of built my future.
I think it's more like a dominoes effect.
Yes.
When something triggers you.
Yeah, it was a trigger.
Okay.
It was a trigger, and I kind of never looked back ever since.
Yeah, great. Superb. As I said, you're not only building brands, but also building relationships
Right.
over the years. Just let me bring one of your old friends,
Right.
buddies.
Right.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
Prabs,
Oh, fantastic.
surprise.
Very big surprise indeed.
When Bipin and Madhukar asked me to be a part of this, I was delighted. We know you as a very humble, down-to-earth human being, passionate about whatever you do.
I hope so.
That you are.
I've been following you on the social media ever since you've taken up this new avatar of yours.
Yes.
We wish you health, wealth, joy, peace, prosperity, and success in whatever you do. Madhukar, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. We wish MadCoffee with Madhukar super success and look forward to being associated with you
Thank you, Dipi.
in the future.
Really big surprise to see Dippy. Fantastic. I share a fantastic relationship with him, and although, I mean, he did place me in my jobs, but we became friends, and we used to meet for breakfast
Oh wow.
quite
Okay.
often. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to exchange
So
ideas.
for how long you know DP?
So I know him for about 15 years, more than that, 20
wow.
years, like he said. Yes.
Okay, great, great. So we keep encountering some fun moments and
Yeah.
some crazy stuff. Would you like to share some couple of stories maybe?
Sure.
if
So
you-
when I was a young executive, one of the things that we used to do was give names to everybody in the agency.
Okay.
So we had a very senior person in media,
Okay.
and his pet name was Paolo Rossi.
Okay.
Paolo Rossi, because he was a famous footballer of those days who would do a self goal.
Uh-huh.
Self goal. He shoot the ball into his own goal. So he was named that, and each name was carefully, picked
Yeah.
to reflect the character of the
Okay.
person.
Okay.
And so my colleague was called Thai Airways because those days the baseline for Thai Airways was smooth as silk. And this guy was very diplomatic, very smooth.
Oh, okay.
He'd put on aftershave before going for a meeting with his client, who was a woman.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
and so on. So I had a boss, and we used to call him Nadir.
Okay.
Nadir as in the opposite of Zenith, which
Okay.
means the pits.
Right.
And so when we spoke about people, we never used their real names. We always used their pet name.
Okay. Okay.
And one day I was relating a story about my own boss called Nadir.
Uh,
And I didn't know, but he was right behind me and he was listening to my story. And he found the story so funny that he said, "Who is this Nadir? He sounds so stupid." And I suddenly found that my own boss was behind me. And we had a client, also with the name of Nadir. So I
Okay.
said, "Oh, we were talking about Nadir Khan."
you got away with
Yeah, I
it.
got away with it.
Wow, superb. Okay, great. I would like to talk about the musician in you.
Right.
You are a born musician, Prabs.
Yes. So music has always been a passion. I started with the tabla when I was 4.
Okay.
And then by the time I was 8, I was playing harmonica.
Okay.
And I gave that up. So when I wanted a guitar at the age of 13, my mother said, I don't want to give you the guitar because you just keep shifting
Ah.
and you're not steady. So I went and bought it with my own pocket money, which
Acha.
I got at a birthday party.
Okay.
And I learned guitar, and then I learned piano.
Okay.
And I studied with the Royal Schools of Music. I did my grade 8 in piano.
Superb.
But at heart, I guess I was always a kind of a rock guitarist.
Okay.
And as I've grown older, I've become very fond of jazz.
Okay.
And I listen to music all the time. Whatever else I'm doing, the music is on.
Is on. I think that is where you multitask.
Yes.
Everything else is one.
It inspires me. Let me put it that way.
Obviously,
Yeah,
obviously.
it inspires me.
Certainly. Even in my studio, while I'm shooting,
Yeah.
I cannot shoot
Yeah.
without music.
Yeah. It
The
kind of
mus-
helps me to do whatever I'm doing better.
Yeah. I think it helps you focus
Yeah.
on what you're doing. It keeps you in a rhythm.
Yes.
That's what I feel. I
Yeah.
mean, I cannot shoot without music. I can't be shooting in a silent zone.
Yes.
So I'm sure I understand
Yeah,
totally what
yeah,
you're.
yeah. So I'm surrounded by music all the time. Whatever else I do.
You've been in a virtual world lately,
Yes.
huh? And you've been mentoring many
Digital
in
companies.
digital areas
Yes.
companies. So how is that coming up?
Yeah,
And how
so I kind of, after I finished with advertising, I think advertising was becoming too easy for me. And
no challenges anymore?
Yeah, I wanted something more challenging, and I also wanted to learn.
Right.
And I thought if I move over to digital, then that's something that's new for me. So the learning process starts all over again because I learn about something that I'm not familiar with.
Right.
So the last 2 years, I've been working with a couple of digital companies where I've been mentoring them.
Okay.
And I think it's been great because they've learned from me and I've learned from them. So it's been a fantastic exchange.
Two-way. Yeah.
So it was a lovely stint and a great way to kind of, end my work career by being in some other field,
Superb.
which I was not familiar with.
Right.
It's never too late to learn.
So if you had to compare both the worlds,
Yes.
the world which you started,
yes.
or for a longer period,
Yes.
what is the kind of positives this era is bringing into advertising, especially?
Yeah, so certainly I think it's important to be aware of what's happening in the digital arena because I see that as a future.
Right.
Yeah. But I think the principles of branding, understanding consumers, insights, that is basic principles that are good to have in any field,
Right,
so they apply to digital as well.
Right.
So that will never go out of style.
Correct.
The basic principles will never go out of style.
Totally.
It's the medium that is different, and you need to learn about it and how to use it.
Right.
But so I think I see a lot of sync between the two.
Right.
Yeah, it's not that they're two separate things.
It's for betterness.
It's for the
of
better.
tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
Yes. I mean, when we didn't have television, we didn't know what to do with it, right?
Correct.
We learned.
Yes.
But we were still applying the same principles.
Yes, same thing,
Now we
same
are
thing.
applying that to digital.
Yeah. That's transformation,
Yes.
and transforming yourself all the time is
Yes.
the key
Absolutely.
of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I believe this era is bringing the world closer.
Yeah.
And I have been a big follower of your articles,
Right.
Prabs,
Yeah.
on LinkedIn as well as other areas. I love reading about your stuff, and you are quite candid about stuff, huh?
Is it? Yes. I'm known to be frank and honest, but it sometimes gets me into trouble, especially with my friends.
Superb. And I recently I've read one article on what is that condoma ad.
Yes. Yes.
So would you like to talk about it a little bit?
Well, I have great respect for them as a marketer, but I kind of quickly see contradictions. And when I saw the press release on this condom ad with flavors,
Right.
I quickly saw that what the marketing person was saying was not making sense. Because you were saying 95% of the people in India don't wear condoms,
That's
and I didn't know how a flavored condom could help that problem. So But in advertising, normally we nod our heads at everything and say everything is good.
Yeah. I think
I like to challenge the status quo. I like to challenge things that I think are not right.
Right.
Sometimes it gets me into trouble, and as I said, sometimes it gets me into trouble with my friends because they get upset about it.
I understand.
Part
But
of life.
that is when one gets up and take a note. No? Otherwise, if everybody keeps clapping,
Yes.
so what will happen? There is
But
no other point
yeah,
of view
but
at
that
all.
is a kind of a natural thing, you know.
I know,
I
that's
clap for you, and then I know you will clap for me, and you know, so it's
You scratch my back
Yeah,
and I scratch your back.
absolutely, yeah.
That's how it is going on. So perhaps you have had a fantastic journey of 40 years, and there's so much for us and everybody to learn. So if you had to give a piece of advice to this younger generation, and what would that be? And your take on them, your take on this generation.
So I think they're brilliant. I like the younger generation, and I like teaching or doing workshops with them because
Right.
I learn as much from them as they are from me. You know, because they're bubbling with new ideas.
Yes,
You know
yes.
that are so relevant for today.
Right.
If there was a piece of advice, I would say, you know, I would ask them to be patient. Because a lot of them, you know, everything is built on impatience.
Impatience, yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think respect the voice of experience, because you know there's something you learn after many years.
Right.
You know, so
Correct.
I think never kind of reject someone because he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the two pieces of advice I would give to any young person.
Right. Perhaps I think we have been speaking quite serious stuff.
Yeah.
Let me bring you to in my zone.
Yes.
Okay, that
Yeah.
is a little madness. Okay?
Right.
Okay, I'll ask some riddles.
Okay.
Perhaps, okay.
Fine.
So you'll
I
have
hope
to.
I'm good at it.
You are too good, I'm sure. Okay, let me ask you this: is it legal for a man living in North Carolina to be buried in South Carolina?
I don't know. I think it is.
It is.
It's not.
He's still alive, by the way.
Who's that?
Okay, next one goes. Sometimes I walk in front of you, and sometimes behind you. Okay. It is only in the dark that I ever leave you. What am I?
It's only in the dark that I.
Ever leave you?
No, I can't figure that out.
Okay, listen to this again. Sometimes I walk in front of you, sometimes behind you. Okay?
Shadow. I think you're getting me ready for a show with the Karan now. I might win that hamper.
You will win the hamper too. Great. See, that's superb. Third one goes. Which letter of the English alphabet flies, sings, and stings? Think.
B?
B. B sings,
Yeah.
stings, flies.
Clever. Very clever.
You are clever. Oh, wow, superb. So perhaps fantastic. It was an amazing experience to chat with you, Prabs.
Me too. I really enjoyed myself.
And it's really enriching.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming on MadCoffee.
Oh.
Prabs, I have a request for you.
Sure.
That is, if you can play a piece for us, that will be amazing to end the session with.
Sure. So I'll play you a small piece.
Okay.
It's an improvisation on a raga.
Okay.
I normally do it at a kind of a 10 or 15 minute medley.
Okay.
Where I sing Beatles songs over the raga.
Oh, superb.
So
Okay.
I'm going to do you a little
Can we-
strain
can we-
from that.
Can we please?
Sure.
Yeah, guitar.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand out and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. I'll get by with a little help from my friends. I can try with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends.
Whoa! Superb, superb, superb. Fantastic. That's amazing, Prabs.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much
Thank
for
you.
this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.